Okay, so here's a video I don't really want to make, but I'm just going to make it because it's something I've been noticing that I can't stop noticing, and I just have to talk about it because it's actually bothering me. So, back in 1099, the Crusaders never went back to Europe. They actually formed their own country, basically called the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, that is I think they have like UN observer status, which means that they can basically sue other countries for violating agreements made with them. But you can't really do anything to them because they don't own any land. So they're in this weird zone that you ask people about them, like how does it work that they can sue other countries and other countries can't sue them because they don't have any land? And the UN just says there are uh hmm sovereign orders that exist with observer status, of which the Sovereign Order of Malta is one. Not really an explanation, but I mean, the basic thing is that this is an extension of the Catholic Church. They report to the Holy See, and they're only involved in children's charities. So basically, and they also receive aid from the United States and all these other governments. Basically, you have to have your head in a bucket to not notice that world governments love pedophilia. There's no better cover for pedophilia than humanitarian organizations that are supposed to help children. Recently watching a video today, and it comes out that like a bunch of humanitarian organizations are just sex trafficking. Like many countries are saying to the UN, I think literally in the Congo, they're saying like the women of the Congo are like, leave UN. We asked you for help and you just came here and raped us. Like these organizations, humanitarian aid organizations, I mean, really, like, what are they doing? Like, they come in, they give money to these governments of third world countries, and the governments use this money to oppress their population. It's what they use it for. It's where the aid is going. We're aiding governments and oppressing their population so that we can come in and rape them. This is what's going on through these humanitarian aid organizations to a large degree. And I'm not saying this to be like every single person that ever claims to have done humanitarian aid charity is a pedophile. That's not even remotely true. It's just more so that people should look with skepticism to any group that says, I care so much about human beings that I'm going to ignore all of the people near me that are related to me, that are related to the people I grew up with, from whence my gene pool and bloodline came. Ignore all of those people. I'm going to go to a foreign country and I'm going to make them dependent on my money. Like, I just want to have lots of foreign impoverished people dependent on me in places where no one can see what happens. That's what it is. And you're like, well, that just sounds like pedophilia. Like, it is. It is pedophilia. So, why am I making this video? What do I expect to happen from this video? I don't really know. I'm just making it because I see this. Like, I'm not even looking for this. I'm not even looking to try to find the global pedophile rings. I don't look into conspiracies because it's a waste of my time. Because the most effective thing I can do is just become fabulously wealthy and then hire people to look into this stuff, and then actually hire a team to do something about it. Maybe put it on blast, make everyone aware of it via the internet. Just me on my own, though, I'm not going to be able to do that much for global conspiracies. So that's not what even something I'm looking into, but I can't stop noticing these non-government organizations that are receiving tons of money created out of nothing via fiat currency, the UN, the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, like, and I'm going to connect back to fiat currency. Again, I don't think these organizations would be able to engage in all the pedophilia that they were engaging in if it wasn't possible for them to create money out of thin air due to fractional reserve banking. In a society run by global pedophiles, a pedophile organization would be the easiest organization to get a loan for, which is just printing money. Loans are printing money. So, what do we do about this? I don't know. Just realize that anytime an organization is founded, the organization can either do what it was set out to do, or the people within the organization can become obsessed with moving up the organizational hierarchy, which is gay, which is why bureaucracies tend towards homosexual behavior. I'm not even joking. I'll break this down. So let's say I start a charity called the Stop Ants from Being Racist charity. And I get 100 people, and 90 of them are like, we're going to stop ants from being racist. And 9 of them are like, we're going to do whatever we can to get all the funding from this organization, use it for our own purposes. Now, let's say I eventually go on and retire, and I pass the ownership of the organization on to one of the 9, or even not even one of the 9, maybe one of the 90. But that not one of the 90 was like, if you have 9 people who are only thinking about how to manipulate other people, they're going to get pretty effing good at it. And if you're not paranoid about this, you're not going to notice. So now the organization is run by someone whose only goal is power. Probably doesn't have kids, his only goal is power. Probably doesn't have family, friends outside the organization, except friends who are just helping him get more power. He's just this very contrived and upset individual who's just like, I have the power, I have the power. And now someone else comes in and they're like, I want some power. He's like, suck my dick. Because he doesn't have any family or anything that loves him, so he's probably already buying a lot of prostitutes. And now he's like, well, why would I give you money when you don't even suck my dick as good as the other prostitutes that I'm paying? So over time, you end up with the Catholic Church. It's just how it goes. Now, the Catholic Church has a sovereign military order of Malta that they just most likely use to manage their pedophilic operations around the world. I mean, like, literally look into the sovereign military order of Malta. I haven't even looked into it that much. They just I just read the Wikipedia article, okay? Like, just read the Wikipedia article. Like, that's all you have to do. And you're like, holy shit, this looks sketchy as hell. They just own planes, military groups, humanitarian aid organizations only for children, and they also have a bunch of mansions all over the world where they meet with all these world leaders. Like, just, I'm not even saying that they are or aren't pedophiles. I have no idea. If you're in the Sovereign Military Order of Malta and you're like, why is this dude saying that we're all pedophiles? I don't know, man. It just kind of looks like you're all pedophiles from the outside, because all these humanitarian aid organizations that don't care to help people, where people can see, like, okay, everyone who doeth evil feareth the light. So simply look for people who don't want people to know what they're doing, who are hiding the funds, who are hiding what the funds are being used for, who don't want scrutiny of financial systems due to fractional reserve banking, because there's less scrutiny involved when you can just print money out of thin air. When you have to actually have the money grounded to the ability to bring heavy metals out of the ground, well, then your money is connected to the ability to create usable technology. Now it isn't. Now your money is just connected to your ability to pay the interest on the loans, which could be done through intimidating people that you have videos of them engaging in pedophilia. I think we now live in a pedophilia-based economy due to fractional reserve banking, the despotism of human nature embodied by the Catholic Church, and human laziness. That's the other one. Just human laziness. Like, people just don't pay attention. If people paid attention, they'd be like, holy cow, we need to stop using fiat currency. We're getting fleeced. I'm literally having to pay the interest on all these other people's loans while paying the interest on my loan because I'm a slave to fiat currency that gets printed out of thin air. I could break this down in other videos, and I break it down in other videos, but you're a slave to fiat currency. You are a slave to fiat currency, and there's not a man, even if you're not, let's say you're a rich elite person who's watching this, and you're like, I'm not a slave to fiat currency, I got everyone else as a slave for me. Well, there's not a man alive who is rich enough to afford the slavery of another, because all you're doing is you're suppressing everything that might save you and your bloodline. I'll probably go into an eternal recurrence video later about why all these people are literally going to astrophysics hell. I can prove hell in an astrophysics sense. So I'll probably do that in another video, but yeah, humanitarian aid organizations aren't the greatest, especially when they're just focused on helping children. Think about that. so compassionate.